Hi all, Age here from Liquid Earth, a channel all about video and photography. We're going behind the scenes today for a practical real-life demonstration of all the video modes and the handheld positions you can use to get the best possible footage. And then we'll take a look at exactly how it all turned out. So the first thing I'd recommend is set up the quick menu on your gimbal. To do that, go to the little three dots within the app itself. Normally if you're changing your modes in the field, it's really awkward because you're having to tap the screen. You would press this follow at the top there to change the option to one of the four main ones. There's a much easier way to do it, and I prefer to do it through the M button on the gimbal itself. And to do that, if you scroll down and choose quick menu under the press M button, you'll be on photo video, which alternates when you press the M button between photo and video. Quick menu though, if I assign that, when I press the M button, I've got all of the shooting modes on the left and all of the options on the right. So if I go to video, I just use the joystick to scroll over. I can now go to one of those four modes very quickly and change those whilst I'm filming. So there's a few different hand positions you can use. Depending on the mode will depend on whether you can move left and right, up and down, etc. But you've got the upright position, so I'm in follow mode, I'm moving left and right, up and down. And in all of these modes, wherever you move, it's ironing out all of the shakes and wobbles. And then you've got the point mode or the torch mode, and you can use the joystick to move up to a position. But notice I can only go so far. The OM4 has better flexibility in terms of movement, so I can partially do the point mode or the torch mode. The OM3 really wasn't available on that. If you want more of an angle though, so say for instance this is too low now, move to the side and shoot in side mode. Now you've got much more flexibility. You can go up and down, you can tilt and rotate depending on the mode that you're in, very simply. And you can also use the underslung mode. The camera will automatically turn around and you can start filming. And you can use the gimbal just to move it depending on the mode that you're in again. I prefer to use the gimbal itself to make whatever movements I want, but you can use the joystick as well. And actually you should use a combination. What I'd recommend is going into the settings and changing the joystick speed, so control stick speed, to fast. That means I can move very fast when I'm pressing the joystick. A good example is a kid in the playground jumping down from something. So if I'm in the normal mode and they jump down, I can't move the gimbal itself quick enough to capture that movement. So whilst I'm recording, if they jump down quickly, I can quickly use the joystick to make faster movements. The joystick itself is dynamic, so you can nudge it to move slowly and then move it all the way to move quickly. But most of the time, I'm going to be using the gimbal itself. Now that you've got everything set up, let's go and take a look at the first examples. And for this, I'm going to use the follow mode. In video, choose follow, press the M button. This mode is an everyday mode and it's ideal if you're following someone, for instance, and you want to tilt up and down, or you want to go low and tilt up and down. You want to follow them left and right. You want to move around the subject, you're going to move around with this mode. So nice and easy mode, default mode, you'll probably use that for most of your footage. Here's follow mode from a low angle, but when I stand up, I can track the subject by tilting and turning. Same for a high angle, I can just follow the subject as they move. This time I'm combining the follow mode with the joystick, so just moving the joystick as I go down low here to level up the scene. Follow mode is really versatile. I was recording Mila here. When I spotted something else happening, I can very quickly just press the record button and capture the action. Also in follow mode, but I didn't tilt, so I would have got exactly the same effect with the tilt locked mode here. Sometimes it's a bit of guesswork, but you can move the gimbal in the general direction in follow mode. Here I'm using the joystick to tilt faster than I could if I was just using the gimbal. Next mode, if we press the M button, is the tilt locked. So with the tilt mode, I can no longer tilt up and down. I can still go left and right, and the roll axis is still locked. This is ideal to fix the horizon level using the joystick. So first of all, use the joystick to get your horizon about right. Now I'm locked on the tilt anyway, so I can now go up and down, knowing that my horizon line is going to be fixed. Let's take a look at some practical examples. With tilt lock then, you set your horizon level with your joystick first, and then you can just move up and down whilst filming. Because of the continuous action here, I'm shooting a longer scene. I sometimes do that. You can always cut away in post afterwards. Moving up and down because you know the tilt is locked. But you can turn, it's only the tilt that's locked, not the turn itself. If the subjects are smaller than yourself, then it's a good idea to get down to their level. Side mode is good for this. You can go up and down really smoothly. The subject height won't change here, so perfect for tilt locked. Here's a few more tilt locked examples for you. Let's move over to the FPV mode. So FPV unlocks all three axes, so I can still turn, I can still tilt, but now I can roll like an aeroplane. And this is ideal for special effects. So if you've got movement, kids playing, running around, you can follow the movements. Ideal for special effects, transitions, and it adds a bit of difference to your footage. You can use the upright. You can't use the side angle though, because it's going to turn it. You can use the underslung. So if we go to underslung, I can still use that to get some nice low angles. And you can use the point mode if you wish to. In FPV, try turning the joystick to roll with the action. Movement works brilliantly with FPV. Try combining a few together. Next option, if we go over and choose spin shot. So spin shot is very similar. So with spin shot, you can use the joystick now to control the spin, and it rotates not quite 360 degrees, but it gives you some good effects again. Again, it's similar. You can follow some action. If there's movement happening, kids running, dogs playing, then you can go in and go out and create some nice effects in your footage. How the spin shot mode differs from FPV mode is with the joystick. If I move the joystick left and right in spin mode, that's what I'm doing, I'm spinning. But if I was to go over to FPV mode and now I move the joystick, I'm turning left and right instead. So they're the main differences, plus you get a bit more movement with the spin mode. Sometimes I like using the spin shot when I'm looking down on a subject, and then I can just do some special effects. Maybe I'm moving around them and I'm turning at the same time. Or you can go into the underslung. Now it's a little bit more awkward, but if you're in the underslung, hold it properly, and now we can use the joystick to make some spins, and you can do a combination of spins and turns. If ever your gimbal gets out of kilter, just double click on the trigger. That will recenter it very quickly and you can continue filming. Move the joystick to spin, and then you can move in and move out of your subject and maybe try and follow their action. This is great to add a bit more special effect to your footage. These shots come out really well with spin shot. I'm moving around trying to match the movement of the subjects. Now there's a couple more modes. If you go back into follow mode, now if I press and hold the trigger, I've locked all 3 axes. So I can't tilt, I can't turn, and I can't roll. So this is ideal if you've got a fixed subject, or you're following someone from a fixed distance and you don't want the horizon to move at all, then you can choose this mode. Again, you can use up and down, side mode, you can use the underslung mode, and you can even use the point mode. Use your joystick to set your initial position. The gimbal won't turn, tilt or roll. If you double click the trigger and hold on the second, then you enable sport mode, and sport mode allows you to very quickly move the gimbal. Of course, this is ideal for fast running children, dogs, animals, cars, anything that's moving very quickly and you need to track it. Again, although it moves fast, it's still stabilizing your footage. And as soon as you release the trigger, you've released sport mode. We're back into follow because that was the mode that I was on. After all that filming, here's a few clips I put together to music. Thanks for joining me, I really do appreciate it. On the bottom right there's a link to all of the gimbal videos, and on the left there's a video that you might enjoy. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Take care.